There we go. Stream is up. Welcome everybody to another Monster Mash. It has been about a month since the last time we had one. I am your ever humble host, BB, Big Brother, Jake, whatever you want to call me, and we are testing out a monster for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. I am aided in this by a band of adventurers, test subjects, whatever you want to call them, and they've got a party put together, a level 4 group of characters to face my level 5 monster in an easy encounter. Somewhat over myself a little bit because it has been, like I said, a month since I've done this. I'm out of practice. But I'm excited to get back into it. However, before we do, I want my players to go ahead and introduce themselves, or actually I guess I'll be the ones introducing them, but I want them to then introduce their characters. So I'm just going to go in alphabetical order here and start with my good old buddy, Decaf.
Oh, I'm making bad choices today.
Oh?
I'm playing a Magus!
Ooh, okay.
And I will forever hate my life. But yes, this is Bakugo from My Hero Academia. Everybody's least favorite cast member to love, but everybody's favorite cast member to hate because he's god-awful until Season 7. Take it or leave it, he is just going to be blasting up the field. Not as a kineticist, as a Magus.
Interesting, okay. I don't know the character, but I'm curious to see what you got. I also don't know Dinnerman's character.
Heyo, I am playing, and now that my journey of playing every single class is over, I can start playing what I want.
I mean,
and what I
until
want
this summer when Guardian and Commander release.
And when Commander comes out, that's probably all I'll be playing. But
followed by Starfinder's release.
Started my series of building Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and today we're building the poster child, the classic starter of the Goblin Bikers, Doug Charger. He's a fighter. I was going to do a freaking, what's he called? Mount, and then I switched to Beastmaster, and then our gracious GM let me know about the War Pig, which, funnily enough, Belkson's native swine is the Bristle Boar. So I'm running in with a creature level 83 mount. Let's go. But yeah, he's a fighter, and I'm just about to beat the hell out of everything.
Okay. We'll see if you succeed. Next up, we have Shy, whose character name might be a little redundant.
Hey, you don't know that. But yeah, I'm your not-so-shy player in this case, Shy, and I am playing, well, what do you know, it's Shy. No, this character's name is not actually Shy, it's just the moniker I've given them. From some people may recognize the art from Fire Emblem Heroes. This isn't necessarily a build of that, this was just a way for me to make a cleric that felt like it fit the bill of, like, art, if that makes sense. So this is just a good old War Priest, Cleric of Sarenrae, and I don't know, it's just one of my own custom builds, I guess, really.
Cool. So I think that makes you the only person not building off of something, because Vorthus,
to be fair, that's
also built a
very,
character.
very rare to have, like... I think most of us tend to have...
characters in mind?
What's it called? Mock builds?
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying, like, creating something. If it's very common for us. Anyways.
Well, speaking of which, we got Vorthus with a character here who's rather plainly named. Who is this Vorthus?
Alright, so I am playing McBone from Trails of Cold Steel. So continuing my trip through playing as many characters from that series as I can. He is a pit-born Nephilim human, so he's kind of like a half-demon. Biokineticist.
Awesome. Now, there is one thing I want to note here. A lot of these characters had kind of been settled on before I settled on a monster. And the monster I had planned for this session is normally weak to fire. Now, based off of experiences in the past, I know that means they can probably kill the monster in a single round. As such, I have removed the fire weakness on the sheet purely for testing purposes. Just know that this thing would probably die in a round or two against this party normally. Now, with that being said, why is one of you glowing? I can see light
That is
cascading.
because
What do you have on you?
it is an item.
Okay.
So beautiful. You're radiant. You're glowing. I would
Yes.
even say you're radioactive. It might be fatal.
Damn.
You can see the light coming from the character. Well, regardless.
No, it's an item. It's called a shining symbol, to answer your question.
Ah, okay. I didn't realize they had automated the items like that.
Right.
Your party is adventuring through this swamp, through this flooded forest, one might say.
Ooh.
You have come across some webbing. This curious webbing clearly comes from some sort of giant spider. You can tell by the copious amounts and the thickness of the strands that you come across. More than that, though, probably stranger still, is the fact that all the silk, all this webbing you come across, is crimson. This blood-hued webbing coagulates thickly in an almost pavilion-like shape around these three trees. And as you draw closer, as you move towards the sort of opening left by this draped webbing, you see a creature of white fur and spindly limbs alight upon the ground. Inhuman eyes, crimson in hue, stare at you as mandibles click and sharp claws that end in spindly fingers gather beneath its head. The creature gives little warning before charging at you, and it looks like this.
Hell yeah.
What in the literal? Huh?
You son
So
of a
right
gun.
now-
Charging is my thing. I'm gonna
So
kill
right
this thing.
now, its rear end is not red. Its rear end is white, and it isn't as fluffed up as that looks. Its abdomen, I should say. But, yep, it is charging at you with a grace that you would not be surprised to see upon a dancer demonstrate. And there it is. And with our monster revealed, let's go ahead and jump into combat.
Thanks, I hate it.
Who doesn't love a good spider? Alright,
Oh, yikes. I maybe want to use my hero point.
middling
now.
roll.
That's
Middling roll on
so-
my end.
Shit.
Okay. Fittingly, for my middling roll, I am in the middle of this encounter unless Doug Charger would like to spend his hero point to reroll.
Nah. I'm gonna hang on to it.
Alright, you coward.
That's
That
better.
means the first one to act will be Shy.
Well, creepy spider. Fascinating.
Yeah. Maybe it's friendly.
I get a strange, weird feeling that I don't know if that's the case. So, regardless of being in the back, because it's a spider and those things are creepy, we will raise the shield because why not?
It's a little racist.
Speciesist. At least get it right. No. Anyways, I'll raise the shield, and then I'm gonna go ahead and cast a. I
What are
don't
you
know.
thinking? It's perched there on the
I'll roll
ground,
with that.
stippy stepping towards you.
Yeah, why not? Let's see what happens.
Ooh, Divine Lance. Okay. Let's see. Let me see. Do you gotta clear?
Oh, it's within 60 feet.
I was checking sort of just like the line to it. Yeah, I was seeing if I was
gotcha.
going to give it lesser cover or anything, but nope, I think you're good. I think
Okay,
you got the outside angle to it that you can shoot without impediment.
Bum bum ba bum ba. I didn't target it. I apologize. It is now
Well,
targeted for the future.
either way, you did hit. This beam of holy light or holy energy lances from your hand and strikes this creature, dealing 8 spirit damage. It dies immediately. No.
I feel like
Ah,
I
I found
might
weakness.
if that hit me.
From
I
there,
found his weakness.
we are going to go to McBurn.
All right, and as McBone would say, it's time to turn up the heat and start channeling the element.
Okay.
Ah,
So-
there's my elemental blast. Now I know how that works.
So I assume you're a full pyrokineticist. No,
Yes. Yeah.
no going into other gates.
No, not for McBone. He's all fire.
Okay.
All right, and then
Flames flicker and dance about you,
indeed.
almost as though dancing alongside the spider.
Now let's test this thing agility. I shall, now that I'm channeled the element, let's unleash a flying flame.
Okay. So
So
what
it should be-
form does this take as it leaps from your palm?
It would probably take the form of like a small hellhound, like a pretty small one. I have a larger one for later. It's gonna go straight in this direction.
Okay.
30 feet.
It will attempt to dance out of the way. And will succeed, but not critically. So go ahead and give me some damage there.
There you
Alright,
go.
I'll take half of that, but normally, as I mentioned, it would be taking a weakness. Simply for the sake of testing, that has been removed, though.
Fair enough.
Alright. That is all 3 of your actions.
Real quick, because
Yes.
when you channel elements, you can either enter
I was
a
actually
stance
just about to
or
bring that up as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
or do a single action impulse blast.
Did you want to do either of those?
Yeah, I might do that. One time I'm trying to figure out, there it is. Okay.
Because your flying flame doesn't have the attack trait, so it would just be a full
Yeah.
bonus.
Alright, so here you are.
Doing an elemental blast. Unfortunately,
Okay.
it dances out of the way of that one, only to kind of clip your flying flame a little bit. Alright.
Yeah.
That does bring us to my dancer's turn. My tiny dancer. And I need to take some measurements. Let's see.
Why do I feel like that's a...
Alright, where do I need to move to get you all in this? Not there. All the way up there, oh boy, okay. Well, that's
getting
what-
close. Get over here.
I'm getting in there. It'll spend an action to stride, and as it does, it seems to turn, aiming its abdomen towards you all. With its abdomen presented, raised upward, its
Concerned.
back legs lift and begin rifling through its abdomen. And the once
shit.
white fur is mussed and flipped and turned red. And as it does, it scatters drifting florets, bundles of silk and urticating hairs into the air that drift and dance as nimbly as it does. And as they fall and scatter around you, I need all of you, every last one of you, to give me a reflex save. Actually, sorry, you know what? I forgot that I changed how this thing works. We'll just...
Charger. Go ahead.
You guys are safe for now, because originally how I wrote this up, it was like when it does this, you make the save. I changed it so that any creature entering or starting its turn in the area must attempt a save.
Okay.
Yep, because it remains for a while. So, that means the first person making this fortitude save will be Bakugo.
And it's a
All right.
fortitude save?
I'm going
Reflex.
Okay, you
Reflex,
said fortitude.
okay.
I have a fortitude save coming up depending on Bakugo's reflex save. But
Whew.
Bakugo is
Unnatural 20.
completely fine, dances nimbly out of the ways of these hairs.
Which, I mean, I feel like is appropriate for him, as we're just going to immediately do what we do best, which is move really fast. And by move really fast, I mean I'm always a little blurry. As I cast
okay.
blur. And then literally I'm just going to move out, up, and away. So that would be, I'm assuming every square has an effect that I would have to be aware of. Because I'm going to move through 2 squares to get like up into this guy's space.
Maybe I should change it to that. We can discuss that. The way I have it written right
Sure.
now, it's simply any creature starting or entering the area.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Then I will just bolt forward, and that is my last action.
Okay. That means it is now up to Doug Charger. So I need
Alright.
2 reflex saves, one for you
Yeah,
and
you
one
do.
for Charger there. Did I ever tell you guys
Doug's
I had a
gonna
pet
be
cow
like-
named Charger?
Who am I clicked on right now?
I used to take him for walks.
Doug's gonna
I have
go.
a feeling
It's
he had a
Goblin
reason for being
Viking
named
time.
Charger.
Oh, you piece of shit.
Alright.
It's a 14 too, son of a gun.
Charger will fail. What about Doug? Doug will also fail. Now, I want to point out, this is an extreme DC. So
Okay.
because right now you have
That makes sense. It's
Yeah.
like covering the entire area. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And you do effectively get a second save against what this actually does.
hmm
The reflexes just try to avoid it in the first place.
Which I know what this does, and if it fail,
Yeah.
I'm fucked.
So, here we go. Now I need a fortitude save.
Alright, come on, Charger. Come on, you big dumb bastard.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm probably gonna do the thing for
Do a
that,
hero point.
depending on how Doug goes. Come on. Okay, well, what's the fucking point now?
Bad luck's back.
Yeah, I guess either way, my turn isn't fully here because, as a mounted combatant, I need both of us to be fine. So you know what? And especially since it gets easier every time, I guess
You're
I'm
just gonna
gonna
take it for both of them?
take it and just think about bad thoughts that I can't say because YouTube will not like that. So that's it.
Okay. That brings us back around to Shy, who's also going to need to make that reflex save. I can throw Fluff Abdomen up there for you, so it's easier for you to click on it.
Well, now, why would you? No. All right, fair enough. All right. Let me refresh. There we go. Make sure, not like actual refresh. I just wanted to actually pull up the roll correctly.
Oh.
Well, that's
Well, hey, at least you rolled the natural one on this.
that was a 7.
Was it?
That
Oh,
was
it
an
looked like a 1 on the die.
Oh, or heck, that even looked like yeah. These dice are hard to read.
Well, either
All
way,
right.
you do some of these spinning florets land upon you, and you can feel them sort of stab into your skin
That's
slightly,
just off the screen for me.
and you get exactly a success.
Oh,
So you
sick.
are
We lucked
not
out.
paralyzed.
I imagine it was less of a save to get away from it and more of a just tried to shove the shield in the way.
Yeah. Oh, there is
One of them
thing
still came in contact, but
I want to mention about Fluff Abdomen. Its backside now does resemble its picture, with a whole like crimson sort of, almost looks like a rose, honestly.
dude, it takes me multiple hours to get my hair to change color. I'm a little jealous. Like, all right. Anyways, well, yeah, being in this is not necessarily ideal.
Understandable.
So we're gonna get out of it. That's measuring. Hold on. We're gonna get out of it. Have
The
some light,
light.
Bakugo.
Blinding light.
The sad part is it's not even blinding. It's dim. It's just
Blinding
dim
on
light.
my screen.
It really is. It'd be worse if I activate it. We'll have to do that later. But first,
All right, first action. Ooh, and last 2 actions are going to be putting down a bless. All right, not a fan personally, but smart move.
No? You don't like it?
Not for me. Not,
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
yeah.
All right, that's my
Alright.
last first rank spell, guys. So,
Okay, that will bring us to McBurn.
Alright.
McBurn. First off, I'm gonna need a reflex save.
Yep, I can call up for it. Here we go.
Ooh. Nope. Nope.
Not quite.
Okay. Fortunately, you do get the second save to try to avoid the paralysis itself. Oh, and unfortunately you
No,
fall
I'm
short.
hero point on that. I'm hero
Okay.
point on that.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Alright. Let's see. I don't like to be in here, so we're gonna move up.
God, imagine.
Maybe
what
about you.
could be.
Let me measure something, cause I might need to move up a little bit more.
Mhm.
Yeah, alright. One more. I think that should do it. I don't really care about the blast for this. Yeah. So I won't get back and go in there. Because that I'm about to use an overflow.
Ooh.
So I said the last one, the flying flame was a hellhound, with a small one.
Yep.
Now we're unleashing a much larger one.
Blazing wave. And you so doing a 30-foot cone.
Yep.
Okay. Yep, that will avoid Bakugo. Alright, Lala Barina will attempt another reflex save to see if she can't dance out of this danger. And she does! Not fully.
Oh.
Not fully. So she will still take half damage.
Yep.
It's a decent roll.
Yeah.
Okay. That is all three of your actions then, and that does disperse your aura.
Yep. That it died.
Brings us to the Lala Barina. And what she is going to do is she is going to start off with a pirouette. She moves nimbly upon her four limbs, sliding in between.
Get the
You
fuck away
folks.
from me. Stop. Leave me alone.
I mean, you know what this creature does.
Oh yeah. I know what it's doing.
So it's going to move over here, and it's going to turn. It ends its movement with its abdomen facing you, and suddenly the rest of you see, and I guess Doug sees this too, but can't really do much about it. A stinger. You sort of emerge from its abdomen.
Well, before that,
Ooh.
the last sentence of Pirouette. I
Oh,
guess
yes.
the second sentence.
You are correct. My abdomen is fluffed, so each creature I moved adjacent to, I'm gonna need another.
Which with everyone.
Was I? Yeah, I was. Yep. Fortitude save. Doug, you're fine. I won't.
Yeah.
Alright,
I won't
McBurn
be
is good.
paralyzed too.
That Constitution class coming in clutch. Alright, unfortunately, this time I did get the other two.
Now it's gonna stab me and kill me.
Yes, now it's going to attempt to stab you. So, make sure I'm targeting you. Here comes the Stinger Strike.
Crit. Oh, only a hit. Okay.
Regular hit. So it's going to be 11 points of piercing, and it does have the sneak attack feature. So it's going to be 1 point of precision. Then it finishes its turn and lashes out. One of the little claws under it twitches and suddenly stabs out towards you as it makes a claw strike with its map,
Mhm.
but only rolls a 2.
Let's go.
Alright. Bakugo, you are paralyzed. However, you're not in it, so go ahead. We'll just end your turn with a Fortitude save, DC 19 this time, due to the cumulative decrease. Off by 1.
Yep, not today.
All right. You know what? I guess Doug actually should have had a saving throw at the end of his turn.
But yeah, I was paralyzed on my turn, so I guess that would.
Yeah. So do you want to give me
Okay.
the save from last turn, real quick?
Yeah,
I
and this
guess.
is 19 as well.
Yeah. I guess some things would be.
Oh, well, I guess I'll
Okay.
just do that. I'll just dig straight down. Hey,
Okay.
Charger's free though.
Your charger was not paralyzed, so we'll remove that. Now I'm gonna need a reflex save from Charger.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So failed against that. So now he's gonna need to save against the paralysis again.
Come on, big guy. You only need a 12 or a 3. That won't do it.
All right. He's once more paralyzed. However,
Okay. End of his turn. Same thing.
as end of your turn, DC 19 for Charger, DC 18 for Doug.
Didn't I rolled the fortitude. Oh, that was for last turn. Okay.
Yes.
One of these. Let's go.
All right. Charger's no longer paralyzed.
Come on. This is my highest save. Nope. It's tied with reflex. We're free.
Yep. All right. Unfortunately, that is your turn.
Sure is.
Shy, you want to go ahead and give me a Fortitude save, DC 19?
Yeah, why not? I guess I can just do that. Hold on. There we go. That is a success.
Yeah, all right. You are no longer paralyzed, but that does happen at the end of your turn, which means we are
Yep.
back to McBurn.
All right. I gotta start channeling the elements again.
Okay.
And of course, as part of that, we're gonna fire off an elemental blast. I'm gonna do it in melee,
Sure.
and I believe it will count because it's a free action. We're gonna use the demonic sword Angbar as part of this weapon infusion.
You can't. Since it.
Oh, you can't. Okay.
No, since it's part of the channel elements action.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
If your
Good
next
enough.
action is an elemental blast, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, if that's the case, elemental blast coming in.
Ooh. That's hit. That's a good one. All right. Your flaming blade strikes out against this creature, cutting into some of its chitin and searing off a few of its hairs.
Alright. I don't necessarily want to be in melee, so we're going to spend an action to... I haven't really seen it. Thing's pretty agile, so we're gonna step.
Okay.
And now we're gonna use the demonic sword angbar, because I'm gonna use the elemental blast. And it is gonna be melee, and there is a reason for that. Yeah, because I'm gonna give it reach.
Very nice. It's a good way to get your strength damage in there.
So it's gonna be the fire. There we go. So for some reason it's treating it like I have. Oh, that's why. There we go. Awesome. There we go.
Okay.
Now I'm seeing how kineticist works on Foundry. That I didn't see the stuff at the very top. So here we go.
All right. So I imagine this is either a very long sword or a whip of flame. Either way,
Yeah.
after getting burnt once by your weapon, the Lala Barina moves aside from this one.
Yeah. Should be all three actions there.
So I think its next turn, this goes away. It's
Yeah, I think it was 3 rounds.
Yep. All right. So you aren't paralyzed anymore.
Yeah, probably not even worth looking at. I don't think.
I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do one attack against you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Ooh. But it's actually gonna provoke a reactive strike because it's using a ranged attack against you. And
Oh, it
it's
is. Okay.
not smart enough to know you're a fighter that has reactive strikes
Hey, I'll take a reactive strike.
because it's using a web strike against you, which ends up missing anyway.
Get bonked, idiot.
It does not
I-
get bonked.
I targeted it, but that's fine.
Okay. It unfortunately, it sees you strike at it, and it's going to skitter over this way and make a single claw strike against Bakugo. And hit because of the off guard, it looks like, and the agile.
Concealment?
Concealment. Ooh, good call. I should have rolled that first.
Oh, blur, right. I'm saying like
I just have to pray, you know? Alright,
Alright.
that'll hit me.
It was close. It was close.
Yep.
All right. That is going to be a 13 on the piercing with a 2 on the precision for a total of 15 damage. However, between the web trap, stride, and strike, that is all 3 of its actions. Bakugo, unfortunately, do start your turn paralyzed, but it is DC 18. And you get it.
Yeah.
You are
And
no
that's my
longer
turn.
paralyzed. Yeah. Yep. All right, Doug. I'm gonna need to start.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna need
will.
you to start off with some reflex saves. I'll throw them in the chat for you.
It'll be crazy. This is giving me flashbacks to
Stone Scorpion.
yeah, where I just do nothing the whole fight. What the hell?
Okay.
My mount, which
What
just
about-
fell on my desk.
What about Doug?
Okay.
Ooh, okay. Doug doesn't even have to roll the Fortitude save, which means
I just imagine in this moment he's like swinging the club above his head, and that like clears, like, because it's going away next round. So like the little bit that are
they're
left, they
starting
just
to, like,
fly
scatter,
to the
yeah,
sides.
settle. Yep. All right.
All right,
So
well-
the only one that needs to
Oh,
make
yeah.
a Fortitude save is Charger.
Right. He could still.
He can
maybe do
still
something.
make the save. Yeah. He does not, though.
You know what?
Oh, hero
Okay.
point.
Yes.
Yeah. Be a hero, Doug. Oh no.
Okay, that's fine.
His fate.
Charger gets nothing, but I get to do stuff.
Pig's gonna be bacon tomorrow. If it doesn't
What am I
shape
gonna
up.
do? I know what I'm gonna do. Why am I even? What class am I? Fighter. I'm gonna.
Fight.
What else was I gonna do? Yeah, I
Stride
only have
out of the
3,
area?
So we're gonna
Well,
do a good
there's
old fashioned. Well, I don't know that, but it's fine because I'm pissed. Vicious swing. And I can't leave my partner alone.
It is off
Um,
guard, and you have bless.
Yeah, this thing's about to. You may have removed its fire weakness, but you haven't removed its
Ooh, man.
blunt damage weakness.
Almost a crit. Absolutely
okay.
a hit.
All right, well, we'll take those. Let me turn on Vicious Swing in my thing, and then I will roll damage. 3d6. Mwah. Okay,
That's solid.
2 1s.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess a vicious swing, it could be a little bit more. Okay.
Alright, I'll turn Vicious Swing off now, and I will make an attack at my worst bonus. 15 though? That's
Oh, if you had +1 just some other place, that would hit.
I already have an item. I would need a circumstance, but that's 3. That's my
All
2.
right. Doug, let me get another Fortitude save from you.
Oh yeah, Charger. Let's
Charger.
Let's win this, right?
Natural
Okay.
20.
Okay, you're in for it now, Lala.
All right, Shy. Oh, hello, Shy. I think we might have lost him.
Uh-oh. Their internet explode again?
I thought I unmuted it. Didn't
Oh,
work.
there he is.
Oh, wait.
All right, let's try that again. I'm not paralyzed, right?
You are not
Got out of that?
paralyzed. Not this time.
Where'd that go? Yes, I did. So, I think it's a good idea to just one action expand bless, because I see no reason not to. And let's make a strike, I think.
Oh yeah. You wanna
Oh,
you
no
wanna get
reason
into
not to,
flanking?
once again. It's awfully quiet.
Uh-oh. Can he hear us?
Am I not able to hear anything?
Oh no, he
I
can't
don't
hear
know.
us.
Nope, sure not.
He's got his AirPods
Uh-oh.
in.
Can they hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we
Oh,
can.
yeah, yeah.
I guess they can. Oh, that's good. Why can't I hear him?
Oh boy. Look, folks, YouTube and Twitch, it's been a while. It's we're getting back into the swing of things.
I don't. This has never happened. I'm just gonna make the strike from here, raise my shield because I'm not really sure what's going on, and then figure out what's going on after what's not my turn.
All right.
All right, that's a miss. I'll put up the shield, and then I'm gonna figure out what's going on.
What, Charger can talk?
I'm communicating through the pig. Okay. McBurn.
All right. We're actually in a good position for some melee strikes here, but I'm gonna switch it to the 2-action mental blast. And let's just go for the strike on the flank. Why not?
Yeah, it put itself in that position.
Want to double check a couple things. Nothing there is any good, so I'm not gonna use the angbar. So here we go.
Ooh,
Not good.
nope, not good.
Not good. Could just use the 1-act and 1-act map and give it agile.
Yeah,
Why not?
yep. It ain't a bad strat.
Excuse me.
Unfortunately, even with the agile trait, it is not quite enough.
Yeah, that'll be my turn.
Alright, that brings it back to the Lala Barina's turn. And with its turn, the last of its florets fall to the ground. And its abdomen is no longer fluffed. Oh, sounds like Shy is back. Shy, can you hear us, buddy?
There we go.
Okay, interesting. Alright. The Lala Barina is going to pirouette. Notably, it doesn't have its abdomen fluff this time.
Hmm.
However, it's going to avoid reactive strikes. It's going to get into position back here. It is going to fire a web trap at Doug once more and not get hit for doing so. Success that time. So Doug, you might be free from my paralysis. But now, my friend, you're immobilized. And then I'm just gonna take a cheeky little claw swipe at McBurn. Achoo. With a 28. 4. Come on. At 12 damage. No sneak attack this time, though. Alright, that is all 3 of the Lala Barina's actions, which means, Bakugo, you are up.
Alright, we are just going to run straight up to here.
Go on
And
the
then
bless.
I am going to Spell Strike with Ignition off of my Flame Heart, or his giant grenade things
Ooh.
that, absorb all of his nitrogen sweat.
Mhm.
So he does the big bang. That will be this turn. So we'll do the strike. Oh, hold on. Before I do the strike, thank you, Foundry, for allowing targeting to exist. Blessed be this day that Foundry exists.
Ooh,
But not with that roll. But hey, I have a hero
a
point.
birthday hero point.
Let's see. We shall see.
Ooh, coming in clutch with a hit.
Oh, nice. All right, so
I'm
there
ready
is.
to see my HP plummet.
Well, here's the regular punch. So I'll just do that. And then it's ignition, so it's a cantrip. It's nothing crazy.
But it is melee ignition, so you do have
It is
that
melee. It is.
going on.
It is indeed. So we'll do that. And then that will do the 3d6,
Mm.
which is where the damage actually comes from. Because yes, I
Yeah.
have 0 strength. And then that is all of my actions. But I will point out for potentially next round, so long as I can move and attack, that because this is attached to my weapon, I now do an additional 1d4 fire damage on my strikes until the end of my next turn.
Wait, what's that coming from? Oh, the flaming star. Oh, very cool.
Heck yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Nice.
That's all.
I need to look at spell hearts more.
Doug.
It works really well with a Magus.
Yeah,
I'm gonna break free.
we'll see about that. Breaking free from the web trap is a DC 22 escape check. So acrobatics,
Okay.
athletics, or an unarmed attack roll,
Oh,
please.
unarmed. Well, unarmed is still higher. So we'll do that. 22. I don't want to say what I need on the die because it's not going to give it to me. So
It'll
I'm
go
gonna
one
click the-
below.
just going to click the button. And I'm going to scream.
Enrage.
All right. I think we'll try again.
Okay.
And did I take that feat? Or did I lose it with the whole nonsense of switching my entire class? I
Well,
did.
it should have been
I
a
didn't.
skill feat.
No, I had Slippery Prey, but when I was able to switch back to Cavalier, I removed it for Intimidating Glare.
Oh.
So I'll just do that. I mean, it's agile anyway. I think, but Slippery Play makes it minus whatever.
A natural
yes, let's go.
So
I'll never get to do anything. I'll just last action command.
hey, you know what?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna
Go
I'm gonna
ahead.
GM Fiat, and I'll say you escape with that last one.
It's fine. Like I can, it sucks to suck. That's what the
You
dice
haven't
decides.
even
so it's fine.
mounted your boar.
I
I'd
literally
like
haven't.
to see. I'd like to see your character do something.
I will use. So what is that? I have one action left.
You've got one action left.
Last action, quick mount.
There
I
you
get
go.
5 collective actions because I do that, and then I command it. It will move over here, and now charge. Oh, I'm out of fire trucking bless. If I move here, I'm still in it though, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Charger. Kill.
He's gonna go for the gore.
Oh no, I forgot. I read this. We shared the crap, so I'm just gonna miss. Maybe unless I roll a
Well,
natural 20.
You weren't on him when you made the
I think-
attack roll.
I don't think it says. I think it's just as companions. I think
Companions do not normally share your map.
it's only when I'm mounting them.
That is an interesting buy rule, yeah.
You and
'Cause,
your
yeah, no,
mount
like,
fight
when
as
you're
a unit.
mounted, they
Consequently,
share
you
map.
share a multiple attack. For example, if you strike and then command your animal to have your mount strike, your mount's attack takes a -1. See, I am reading this, but
Mhm.
that doesn't make sense to me where you weren't mounted when you were taking those actions.
Because with quick mount, I think that's a very easy way to get. Like I can make 2 attacks at full penalty, use quick mount to mount, and then potentially have it make 2 attacks with its full benefit. I think that's probably the spirit of what it is.
That feels like a weird intention to me if that was their intent.
Mm-hmm.
Because they made the mounted combat rules before they made the quick mount feat.
Okay, that's fair. So if that would be a 21.
I'm gonna
off
give it
guard.
to you. Yeah.
All right.
Listen, maybe I'm
go.
being too generous here, but I have trouble envisioning it working that way.
Mm-hmm.
All right. There is one thing yet I need to do. There's one thing.
And that's my
So
whole turn.
there's a reaction I can only do
Oh.
when my abdomen is fluffed. And you
Uh-huh.
guys triggered the reaction. I just forgot to use it when you did.
Okay.
So I might just have to make it survive until it can do that.
Is
But
there a way it can fluff its reaction, fluff its thing without the cone?
without fluff abdomen? No.
Oh, that's the name of the action. That
Yep.
throws the. Okay, I just didn't want it to do that again because I don't want to be paralyzed for another 3 rounds.
All right. No, sorry, I skipped Shy in our discussion there. Shy, please take your turn before I do it again. Actually, Shy, can you even hear us? Oh, good.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I think now I have a good position to start getting in myself. So I'll go ahead and. He's made this weirdly difficult. Oh no, I can get to here, can't I?
Sure. Yeah.
La. Let there be light. Anyways,
Yeah.
I don't have a reason to do a restorative strike as of yet. How is everyone looking?
Doug is very good, and Charger hasn't taken any damage yet.
I'm missing about 12.
You're fine. You'll be alright for now.
Yeah.
I'm bloodied. If we're just tossing around some healing.
If you hit me first, I can use a restorative strike that would heal me, then strike at you, and if I hit you, I can then heal you immediately after.
Wow.
Anyways, okay. I think I'll just go ahead and follow it up with a delightful little strike.
Sure. You got a flank.
Yeah.
Got a flank going. Charger and Doug over there are flanking with the entire other half of the team.
Mhm.
That is a
distance
hit.
person. It's insane.
All right. This is not a second or third strike, so we're just making it like that.
Ooh.
That is some shiny dice.
That is. To go with your shiny character.
The sad part is I actually was able to read that.
Okay.
Anyway. And then action number 3, fudge it. Why not? We'll make another strike.
Sure. So I might just use its reaction here. If. Nope, never mind. That is a
Never
critical
mind.
miss.
Oh, whiff.
And I can't use my reaction against McBurn because they still need to work out the wording of how elemental strikes or elemental blasts and strikes interact.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were talking about doing that, but I don't think they have yet.
I'm placing something down because I'm about to use a 3-action thing here.
Okay.
That should not hit anybody but the Lala Barina. Alright. We're using Purgatorial Flame or Scorching Column.
Well, now, 1 second. You're using a burst, right? Or 10 cylinder?
Yeah, it's a 10 foot in diameter. I clicked on that and it gave me the thing. That's why I placed
Right.
it away.
I was just trying to figure out because if it's a burst, it has to go from a corner.
That would make it like that. That doesn't seem right. That's a 5-foot burst, right? Not a 10 foot.
I mean, that is a 10-foot diameter, though, right?
10-foot diameter. I don't know how to do
diameter
that.
would be a 5-foot burst, yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's weird. It changes it's 10 foot in diameter
would
instead of
you just-
referring to it as a
5-foot
radius.
burst.
Use the language that they've created.
Yeah, it's like everything you do. Another example of kineticist not working with the rest of the rules.
Yeah. All right.
That's so weird.
So I'm gonna give another reflex save. Here we
Yep.
go.
You can even just place it on its whole
Natural 20.
Not that it matters, yeah. The flame, right, but either way, those 4 squares are gonna be hazardous terrain anyway.
Ooh, okay. Each time
And I
it
can
moves
use-
into one of the squares. All right, so it's gonna have to move away.
Yep.
It will be its turn though. And what you see it do is it extends a silken thread up to its sort of rooftop, the ceiling of its domain here.
Mm-hmm.
And as it does that, you can also see some of its legs. It pulls itself upward as its rear legs fluff up its abdomen, and it spins using fluffed abdomen as 3 actions.
Mm.
Man, this is going to be so much worse.
I am sorry. Okay, 5,
I thought it was
10.
gonna like.
Hold on,
swing
hold on.
away.
Are you like using a cone directed downward?
Nope, it's an emanation, but I should probably
Oh.
make smaller.
It's cool little
Jesus.
ballerina spin. By chance, does that have the manipulating twin?
It does
Oh
not.
my god.
It does
Any
not.
chance at all? Okay.
The description is purely based on what we see it do, like in game when it kind of does this.
Holy smokes, that is pretty big. But
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's fitting. It
could-
does take up a lot of space, but
For
fuck,
yeah,
that feels like a lot.
Would
And it
that
is-
actually make sense if it was almost the equivalent of a cone downwards? Like, obviously it's not, but like, it kind of would make sense. Not
Yeah.
saying mechanically.
yeah.
But-
Now the other side of this, the balancing side of this, is that it is 3 actions to do this, and it makes it unable to use fluff abdomen again for 2d4 rounds, which is
Okay,
going to be 4 in this case. All right,
got him.
Bakugo. Let's start with the reflex save. All right, a miss on the reflex save. So now
Love
I'm
it.
going
All
to
right.
need that fort save.
Nope.
Sorry.
Love
gonna-
sitting here.
Yeah, we can discuss if I know paralysis is one of the worst conditions. We can discuss design-wise. Doug,
Oh, hi.
let's start with the
oh,
reflex
Does
save.
Bakugo get another save at the
Yeah, he
end of
gets
the
the
turn?
Nope,
second
yes,
one for
sorry.
the end of the turn.
Fort save at the end of the turn for Bakugo. DC 19.
That's not what I meant to click.
That feels
That's what I
weird.
wanted to click.
That might be the intention, but to do 2 saves on the same turn.
So that you can potentially maybe get a turn. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Oh, well.
that's at the very least get your next one. Okay.
Or be able to use reactions and stuff.
Yeah, I guess that's the other thing. All right.
Ooh, that is very true. Yeah.
1, 2. Oof, that was a spinny ass die.
Alright.
Yep.
Reflex saves are
First.
both failures, so now give me the fort saves. Goddamn, Charger.
Oh my god.
Goddamn, Doug. Okay.
We're back, baby.
We're back.
And then same deal. Oh, that's the wrong button to push. There we go. Okay.
Alright, hey. Doug's out of it. Charger's out of
I
it.
would love those natural 20s anywhere else. but
Before,
that's-
before you, yeah. But hey, at least you'll be able to make reactions.
Mhm.
Shy.
Like the reaction to die when my turn starts and I save against this thing again.
Alright, Shy, can I start with a reflex save? Oh boy.
All right, love
And
that.
then the paralysis. Hey, you know what?
Thank you for
Probably.
re-putting that up for me.
Yep. Hey, you're safe.
so-
Finally, goodness gracious. Okay.
So
alright.
It is worth noting because Doug succeeded on the second fortitude save, he is actually threatening it since he's not paralyzed.
yeah.
So it is
It's
off
handy.
guard to you.
Oh, both of us did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get his ass.
Okay, hold on. Let's see here then. That. Interesting. I don't feel like that would be useful as much as that sounds cool. Hold on. I might have something. Let's go. Okay. All right. I'm going to try a thing.
I like things.
I do too. Bakugo, I need you to hit this fucker.
Why me?
Because you're the only one paralyzed within range.
Ooh. Attempt to counteract an effect of your choice. Okay.
Ooh.
So go ahead and give me a spell attack roll.
All right.
It
Let's
is
freaking
counteracted.
go.
Bakugo is no longer paralyzed.
All right, cool. And now that that's done, strike.
Okay. See if you got it in you. It is low. Not that low.
Nope.
All right. McBurn.
But hey,
Give me that reflux.
Yep, here, I can toss it up in chat for you again.
Yep.
All right, you avoid having to even make the fortitude save.
Let's go.
Yeah. All right, first action. Channel the element again.
Just dipping in and out of the flames.
Yeah, basically. We're in a good place. Go for a 2-action elemental blast. To give it anything? Not really.
You get your free one, but if you're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
go two, it might be better to do the one.
Yeah, let me do the one. Yeah, I keep forgetting that. Alright, anyway, here's the first one. From the channel and element.
Or if you have a stance, I know there's the I don't know what the fire stance is at first level.
So that looks like a hit.
No.
Yes, that is indeed a successful blow. 5 damage. Alright, I'll tell you right now. This thing would have been dead already due to the fire weakness. However,
However,
even if it weren't dead already due to that, if it had fire weakness, that would have killed it.
right. Let's finish it up with a 2-action one then. Why not?
Okay. You want to make it agile? Natural 20. Oh boy.
God dang.
Alright, so here's what I'll say. You would have killed it. I'm going to have you... It's going to be at 1 HP. Because I wanted... There's one thing I forgot to test out, and I need to do so.
Oh yeah, now that its thingies are out.
Right.
Its turn. Not realizing that Doug and Charger are no longer paralyzed, it is not going to pirouette, but it is going to stride.
Is the thing you need to test related to it being hit?
Yes.
Okay, then
Reactively strike me. Okay. I didn't want you to do it with a critical hit. But
Facts.
Oh wait. Oh no, I dropped my die. Okay, well
it does
that
hit.
do it?
But it is doing a dancing deflection. The Lala Barina's abdomen is fluffed, and adjacent creature succeeds on a melee strike against the Lala Barina. The attacking creature comes in contact with its urticating hairs.
That's evil. It's so evil.
So I need you to give me a fortitude save, please. And hey, you're completely fine. Go ahead and just roll damage.
Take this, you son of a gun.
Goddamn spider. And with that, the Lala Barina is felled. Alright. That concludes the testing portion of our monster. We're going to take a look at the actual design here, discuss what I've made, discuss if any changes need to happen, which maybe they do. But I know that's not everybody's cup of tea. So, if you folks are heading out, I want to thank you for stopping by. Hopefully we'll see you again next week. So, until we do, stay safe and be good. We'll see you around. Now, as for everybody sticking around, let me make it so that you can check out the Lala Barina here. Just a little bit of background, the Lala Barina is one of the new monsters introduced in Monster Hunter Wilds. Sorry for spoilers. I have fought it all of one time. Let me remove. I'm going to take it out of Bless so that way it's not not affecting its sheet. It is an early monster you face. It's actually like the third proper monster you fight.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to go with first impressions. How do you guys feel?
I think it's great. I like it a lot. Obviously the paralysis is annoying, but that's what it does. So like, what are you gonna
Yeah,
do?
yeah, I was about to say,
That's
yeah.
that's its whole bailiwick, as they say.
Yeah, you just kind of have to suck that one up. I think it's fine. I think it's good.
Awesome. Okay.
As I check if that's the correct use of the word bailiwick.
I would not
That's
know, but
It's
that's a
not.
total.
No,
I was gonna say I wasn't positive, but I didn't know bailiwick enough to say yes or no.
it's
Um,
not. That's not even close to the
yeah,
word.
no, it's a total gerrymander, obviously.
Yeah. It's a total. I don't know any other words. But no, it's very cool. I
It's a
forgot that
shtick.
I don't even know. Does it have? I haven't played Wilds in a while. Does it actually have a web attack?
Um, I did read somewhere that it does, but
I
otherwise
have,
it's just a very common spider attack.
Yeah, it makes
Yeah.
sense. Like it has a nest of webs. So even if it
Mhm.
doesn't in the game, it would make sense that it has a web.
yeah, I'd never seen it actually use that, and I did farm the thing for its armor early on.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, it's a fighter. You see it webbing things up. It would make
Mhm.
sense for it to at least have it as an ability, even if it
Mhm.
never uses it in game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, two of you have fought it. Is there any like really important moves or abilities you think I missed from it?
I think you pretty much got it. I think the most iconic things about it are the very where is it? The stinger,
Mm-hmm.
and the little pirouette move that it does. Obviously, it has the weird like as a spider you wouldn't expect this, but it has the weird claws that it like actually has
Yeah,
fingers, which
I
look super uncomfortable.
I need to
And obviously, you
I need
got
to
that as
find a
well.
picture with its fingers because the one I have does not do it justice.
Hmm.
Yeah. I like that you gave the thing a fatal, because that actually makes a lot of sense. Like, if it tries to sting you and it gets you in a good spot, you're in for a world of hurt from that move. It's a pretty powerful move when it hits.
Yeah, well, there's that, and there's the fact
Mm.
that all of its weapons have like critical expert or something, and affinity
Yep.
like 10%.
Here's a coin
Yeah.
if you wanted to like use it in the video with its actual
Yep.
freaky fingers. But
Dash.
oh, this one's even better. But yeah, and I said the claws and the pirouette, but obviously the rain of paralysis flowers is I think probably its most iconic thing, and that despite the enormous range, which I think makes sense that was
It does seem
uh
like it covers a big range in game.
yeah,
It does. I
but I
actually
still
had a
think that was
thought.
great to use.
I did have a thought on it.
Okay.
Oh, I
And
totally
and
forgot about I forgot about components entirely. I'm looking at that now.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So, and this is more for translating it to make it a little bit more fun in a tabletop thing. Did you consider maybe applying the stun condition on a failure against the paralysis instead of just straight up paralysis?
I based the design of its paralysis off of the Ghast.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Um, you could maybe switch to stunned.
Well, I mean, I can still see it being a paralysis on a critical failure, and then maybe stun 2 or something on a failure.
So I mean, for what it's worth, like it's stunned, its fortitude for the paralysis only
Mhm.
uses a let me double check here. A moderate DC.
Right.
Yeah, 20 is not bad
Level
for me at
5.
least. But
Yeah.
I'm a
Yeah, I
level
mean,
5.
I'm only suggesting that as kind of a, would it be more fun when you're fighting this thing, right? Because obviously, as
Um,
you know, when
Yeah.
you're being paralyzed over and over, that's just not fun for the player.
Hmm.
I mean, if I do that, I feel like I have to raise the DC.
Well, if we want to get into it now, I had another suggestion, but if we want to go down the line, I could bring it up when we get to the fluffy
Yeah.
countdown.
Let's go over the numbers first. Yeah.
All right. So going over the numbers real quick, skipping ability modifiers because they don't matter. Um, it has a moderate perception. Pretty basic. Skills, it's got its acrobatics at high. It's got its athletics at moderate. It's got its stealth also as moderate. I do wonder if I shouldn't give it like a moderate performance. I was thinking while we were testing that about giving it a moderate performance and the ability to feint using performance.
Mm-hmm.
Because that'd be another way for it to use like its sneak attack, and I just think that's a fun idea.
That is
That's
very
something
fun.
we can discuss. I'd probably give it a moderate performance, just because it's not the most great. It's a giant spider. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it has a high armor class since it is one of the more dexterous monsters that at least I have seen thus far. Um, but because it has that higher armor class, it only uses moderate hit points, and it does have weakness 6 to fire, which is the most common non-physical damage type in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Saves, it has a high reflex, a moderate fortitude, and then a low will. For its attacks, it's got high attack bonuses for its claw and stinger, but a moderate attack bonus for its web trap, just because it doesn't use a web trap as much since it isn't part of the design of the creature normally. Damage wise, I stuck with low damage here. Claws specifically are low. The stinger is moderate, though it does have the fatal trait. And the other thing I was keeping in mind when I was going with that low damage was the inclusion of sneak attack.
Oh, right.
Makes sense.
Saving throws. It's only got 2 saving throws. I mean, I guess you can count a third with the web trap. But so its paralysis itself is moderate DC. The fluff abdomen DC is extreme, and the web trap escape DC is high. Any issues with the numbers? Or do we think the numbers are good? Because it is solid baseline here. And I guess while we're talking numbers, do you guys think I should do that whole add in a performance feint ability?
I think that's very fun. Um, I think in talking about that, or even the performance as well, my thought was maybe there should be like a penalty. Obviously, this was bad enough, but I think for the most part we were rolling poorly. If you, well, no, because you did say it was an extreme. My thought was if you critically fail the reflex save against abdomen,
Fluff
you
admin.
get like a penalty to the fortitude save, just because it has
Um,
like
I
reacted so poorly. You're being susceptible to more florets. But like you said, it's an extreme save, so that could
right.
be really bad. And I think we critically failed on that a lot. But aside from that, yes, I think the numbers are good. I think low damage makes sense, like you said, keeping in mind the sneak attack. And if you do give it the feint performance, that would what am I saying? Give it more opportunity against the party that does roll better and or does have better fortitude. Uh
Okay. Um, Shy and Decaf, you guys have any thoughts on the numbers? Anything that looks like it needs adjustment?
Uh, doesn't seem like it for either of us, honestly. I don't think so.
Okay. You
I
guys.
think the numbers look fine. Yeah.
All right. Cool. You guys want to discuss abilities then?
mhm.
All right. I mean, let's start with I guess its central ability here, Fluff Abdomen. So we kind of talked about this in game. Should I change? And maybe there's more stuff you guys want to change here. But should I change it from any non-Lala Barina creature that enters or starts its turn in the area must attempt a save to entering a square, starting or entering your turn, starting your turn in or entering a square within this area requires a reflex save. If I do that, I am completely willing to reduce it down to a high DC.
What
Because
did high DC? 22?
22.
22.
Wait. Where is it? So what's the difference?
So it would read any non-law. So the main thing is, because this was something that Decaf brought up when he was first trying to move out of the area.
Mhm.
Yeah, the fact that I was moving through like 2 squares to get to a like not affected area.
Right. It would basically make it so you have to make a save for every square you
Square
walk
that
through.
you move through.
That makes sense.
So it would look like
'Cause-
that.
Let me move.
Yeah, I would definitely reduce the DC if you do that.
Right. That'd be a must.
So, and I feel like if you do that,
I could also
The
see
combination-
increasing the cooldown if I do that.
yeah, maybe. I don't remember. No, it
True.
does spam this move pretty a lot. Like,
Right, but that's just something that like
yeah,
between
yeah,
Pathfinder and this,
yeah, exactly.
especially where it
The
lasts
other,
for 3 rounds.
Yeah, that's
the one thing that I think that came up when you used a 30-foot emanation, kind of a large area compared to a like 30-foot cone.
It is. I could drop
what is
down
it?
to a 20-foot emanation.
That's what I was
I-
thinking. With a 20-foot
Yeah.
emanation, what would that look like relative?
I was doing it down here. It's like that much more reason. Like if someone's in melee, they're still gonna get hit by it, but
Well, yeah, that's kind of the point, right?
it's still 10 feet smaller.
Okay. So 20-foot emanation. Change
Mhm.
it to 1d6 rounds or 2d6 rounds if using the 3-action version.
Oh, it's D6 now.
That's what I'm talking. Do you guys think?
Yeah, I think. Let me think. Because then it's every square you move makes it a lot more oppressive.
Well,
think-
that is the other thing I want to confirm. Do you guys think it should be the every square you move?
I think it makes sense.
Okay.
Because it's raining down in that whole space. It's not like, all right, I'm good now. I can run circles around this whole spot, and I'm free of danger. I think it makes sense. But like you said, lowering the DC. And then if you know it's that bad, then you're just like, all right, I just stay here and don't risk moving.
Okay. Shy, Decaf, are you guys good with that? What are you guys thinking? Cool. All right, let me.
I think
I
Decaf
was gonna
and
say,
I
I
are in
think
a
it's
similar
fine either
boat
way.
still.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I just it's the envisionment. I think the descriptor also kind of sold it on like the bigger radius. Reducing it's fine. Keeping it as big as fine. I don't think I lean either way.
Okay. Well, so I've got the second paragraph. Is it like adjusted? Does that look good to everybody?
Let's see.
Because when it comes to designing a monster, I would rather err on the side of it being too weak rather than too strong. And I think this is something like the Paizo team has talked about when it comes to designing classes, where they feel like it's better to put out something that needs buffs because it feels better to buff a class than it does to nerf a class.
Yeah, definitely.
So I would rather put out something that the GMs can look at and be like, you know what, I'm going to give this thing a little bit more juice rather than something that is like, ooh, I need to scale this thing back.
Yeah.
It can be a little more frustrating to have to scale something back than the other way around, admittedly, yeah.
Okay, so
And
we
I
like
think
Fluff Abdomen. Now,
I think
the
that's
Fluff
much
Abdomen is its central ability because both its other 2 activated abilities, Pirouette and Dancing Deflection, really only come alive when its abdomen is fluffed. Like, it can
Mhm.
use Pirouette to get out of sticky situations, but it gets more benefit when it's got the fluffed abdomen.
For the sake of, I don't know if this is how normally things are. I can't remember any monsters in this game at this moment. Isn't there like a requirement of like requirement? this thing's abdomen is fluffed for like pirouette and like on the trigger of dancing deflection?
Well, I think trigger covers that part of it.
I think I see that here. I'm looking at a reactive strike as well, and it's the same thing.
And the pirouette, it can still do the pirouette without the fluffed abdomen. It just gets a bonus if its abdomen is
Oh,
fluffed.
you're right. You're right. I was only thinking about that thing, that aspect of it. I forgot that it can do that without it.
Yep.
So yeah, never mind.
So those look good to you guys?
Yeah,
Yeah. Those two
I
look
like
good.
those, and
Yeah.
it's subjecting people to the paralysis on dancing deflection is really evil. I like that a lot.
Yeah, so that's not something that's necessarily in game, but I was like, man, I haven't made a fun reaction in a while, and this seems like a good
Yeah.
idea.
It's a very good reaction.
All right. And then so its components, you can break its abdomen. So I actually have to reduce that DC now. I'll reduce that to 22 or to 20. Sorry, it is at 22. And it also reduces the duration for how long its abdomen remains fluffed. And then you can remove the fatal trait on its stinger and the agile trait on its claws by breaking those. And then I just added Dance Through Danger, as well as a moderate performance skill. It's just the Lala Barina can feign using performance instead of deception.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. I think that covers everything. Is there anything else you guys want to bring up or talk about regards to the Lala Barina?
Yeah, should maybe, I don't know if this is commonplace for other spiders, should maybe web trap be restrained on a critical hit?
Uh, that is, I don't think I've ever seen any spiders do restrained on a critical hit.
Okay, that's probably fine.
Yep. It's always just immobilized.
Yeah.
Well, great.
No.
Yeah.
So,
Probably safer on the lower level end, anyways, to not.
Mhm.
right. Yeah, not.
It'll already paralyze you, I guess. Yeah, you don't need to add another.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you everybody who came out to watch the stream. We'll be back again next week for another one. Hopefully. Stars. Fingers crossed. Hopefully we don't have another month-long hiatus. Until then, stay safe, be good, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.